Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the conclusion of this Big East women's basketball match between the Seton Hall Pirates and the Xavier Musketeers. A 72-59 resounding victory for the hosts. I'm joined here with our analyst, Chris Kiely. Chris, what are your first thoughts of this match?
First thoughts are a couple of things. Number one, it was a big day for the Pirates. 6 senior players all came out with their final or penultimate game at Seton Hall in Walsh Arena, finally coming away with the W. Another thing was a continued high-scoring output. Pirates had back-to-back 89-point performances against DePaul. Today was 72, slightly lower, but still quite satisfactory. And at the same time, 3 clear players that can score and create ways of scoring. Of course, is Lauren Park Lane, Sydney Cooks, and a recent addition has been Azana Baines throughout the season, has broken into the form that Coach Bozzella thought she could be. He mentioned in the press conference that she was a all Big East type of player, and she has certainly shown that the past couple of games.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at what Coach Bozzella had to say about Azana Baines.
I think, I've said this beginning of the year, I thought Azana Baines was an all-conference player, and she's playing like it now. And it took her a while. She missed 6 weeks with a foot injury. She never could get into her rhythm. We had a long talk. I think I said this about 3 weeks ago. She's worked out every day since. Every day. Because she wants to get better. And it's shown. Look how well she's playing. We don't win these games without her. So thankfully, she, has a great work ethic instilled by her mom. And I'm proud of her, and I think you're going to see even a bigger and better player as the year goes on, and certainly for next year.
Well, Chris, let's expand a bit more on Baines and her future. First of all, what has it been like having her here at Seton Hall, having such a player?
Well, for instance, a lot of the season she was coming off the bench, and when you have that type of distributor and scorer coming off and being a weapon against the second string, the bench players, that can really help you when you have your starters out and you need solid minutes in those second, third, and early fourth quarters. And now where she has developed herself and grown into being a consistent player that is someone that's going to be in the final minutes. And she showed that in the second half. Of her 19 points today, 13 were in the second half. You keep doing like this, it seems like the transition from a Lauren Park Lane and Sydney Cooks duo can continue and transition quite smoothly with Azana Baines.
Interesting. So, in essence, she is no longer the permanent right hand. Now she has a solid chance and solid shot at being the main leader of the offense.
Very much so. I could see that happening next season, but right now Pirates are contending on being in the 68. That's priority number one. The next goal is to travel to Butler next Friday and defeat the Bulldogs in Indianapolis.
Absolutely. Let's talk a bit more about Amari Wright. The junior you predicted the junior would be the right-hand player of this match. She was mostly relegated to defense. What have you to say about that? Do you think perhaps that she will be given the chance as the path towards the national championship progresses, or do you think she is fine just where she is?
Well, she's going to continue putting in areas where are not really seen in the stat sheet. Sometimes you have to watch, full games to really see her impact. She's not the highest scorer. She's not saying that's going to light it up from behind the three-point line, but she's doing great off-ball defense. She's playing great passing. She's getting in the passing lanes for defense, forcing steals and fast break points. She's limiting offensive rebounds. Stuff that you really can't quantify in box scores. She has been an excellent contributor to the Pirates and why they are now at win number 17.
Interesting, but let's talk also a bit about the Xavier Musketeers. Many people at home thought that this match would be a cinch for the Pirates. An easy win just when you needed it. Of course, this is very similar to the result had in Cincinnati a couple months ago. However, Chris, what can we say? What type of preparation did this end up being for the Pirates, and what can we expect of them having seen this performance and seriously bidding for the Nationals?
It shows you that you can't take any team lightly, and the Pirates definitely need to take that mentality when they face Butler. Butler's just the second lowest team behind Xavier, only one conference win. Xavier showed today that they are willing to put up a fight in the third quarter. Seton Hall had extended their lead from 48 to 33, a 15-point lead. And that remaining 6 minutes of the third quarter, Xavier was able to cut it to 7. And Coach Bozzella mentioned it, that he was not happy with his players, and they knew it, and they adjusted in that fourth quarter and ultimately came out with a double-digit victory.
Well, that has been all from us for today. Thank you very much for joining us here at the Walsh Gymnasium. I'm Christopher Benitez-Cuartas, your host, joined by Chris Kiely, our analyst. Chris, thanks so much for being with us today.
No problem, enjoying it, and hopefully the Pirates can continue the winning ways.
Hopefully we'll see them at the Nationals among the top 68. Take care, everyone.